Today's video is about lessons I've learned after uploading 10 videos to this channel. Now, to be perfectly transparent, this actually isn't my first YouTube channel. In 2020, when we were under lockdown, I had a lot of time on my hands, and I decided at that point to try and learn how to make YouTube videos, so I created a channel at that point. The purpose of that initial channel was literally just learning how to make videos. I didn't know anything, and I was really afraid that anyone I knew would see these videos. So I never told anybody about it, and it was just really a chance to just figure out how to shoot, how to do sound, how to actually edit and upload. So it was completely a learning experience. And I have to say, actually, it went pretty well. Now, that channel is called All About Oman, and as I look at those videos, actually, I think they're actually better than the ones I'm doing now. So I'm not too embarrassed to let people know about it. It has, during that period, it was about 4 months when I was making videos, and I made 19 videos during that time. And what happened was I was living in Oman, and then I left. And so I didn't have as much material that I could make because I was no longer there. So I decided to just kind of let that channel die. And I always meant to start a new channel, but I just never got around to doing it. So now with this current channel, I've been doing it for, I think, maybe 5 months now it's been. And funnily enough, this being my second channel, it's actually less successful than the first one that I did, where I had no idea what I was doing. Even though I did that channel about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I forgot so much that it was almost like starting over from scratch again because I couldn't remember hardly anything. But as I look at those videos, it's actually kind of interesting for me to kind of go back and look at them and critique them. And I'm kind of picking up on some things that I liked about the way I did in those channels, so I'm going to try and incorporate some of that into this one. My initial idea about this channel was to just basically start shooting, start uploading, and not worry too much about the quality of the shots, the framing, the camera, the equipment, that kind of thing. And I just figured, you know what, I'll let that stuff come when it does. So there's some things I'm not crazy about, but I just think I just need to put in the reps and just keep making videos and just try and make small little changes every time. From a technology perspective, I've made 2 changes. One is I bought a gimbal, which I've actually wanted to do for a while because I wanted to do kind of walking and talking type videos. Since I've gotten the gimbal, I've actually never used it outside. I've only used it inside. But I'm also still learning how to use it, so I wouldn't actually be very successful trying to film outside because I even struggle trying to use it inside as like a stable stand just to hold my phone. But it's here, and I'll obviously get better with it. The second thing I did was I bought this mic, a DJI mic. Because I felt the sound wasn't as good as I would like. And to be honest, before when I was filming, I was using my phone, I'm still using my phone, and I would just use the mic on the phone. And I thought that getting this external mic would make it better. But honestly, I'm not really seeing a big improvement in quality. I think definitely if I was outside and having this mic, or if there were 2 of us talking, because the set comes with 2 mics, all of that would be better. But so far how I've been using it, I personally don't really see much of a difference. So, but let's see. But those are the 2 things I decided to do right away to try and improve some of my filmmaking. I've watched some videos about vlogging and how to improve getting views for your videos. And one of the things that they do say is you've got to spend a lot of time on your thumbnails, and don't like spend all this time planning, writing, editing your video, and then spend 30 seconds on your thumbnail, because if you don't grab people with your thumbnail, then all of that time is wasted. The second thing they also say is that you really have to grab people in the first 30 seconds of your video because most people turn off. So in terms of grabbing people and trying to engage them in the beginning of the video, I'm giving that a lot more thought about how I could do that. In like sort of what I'll say action videos, I noticed, they always have these scenes that are coming up later where they're bungee jumping or they're doing something very dramatic so that you know that, okay, keep watching, the good stuff is coming. But when you're just kind of talking to the camera, that kind of thing, it's a bit difficult to try and, throw in some juicy shots to kind of keep your audience engaged. So maybe the issue is I need to work on my script more to keep people listening or come up with better topics. I don't know. That's something I need to think about. In terms of thumbnails, the one thing I did try was normally I never put my face on the thumbnail just because. And I feel like a lot of people put their faces on the thumbnail, and I'm wondering, does that kind of draw people in more when they see a face? They're more intrigued than just, kind of a random photo. I've done it on one video specifically. I wouldn't have, but just as a test, I said, okay, I'm just going to take a photo of myself and put that on the thumbnail and see if that makes any difference. Spoiler, it doesn't. So maybe I will go back to, not putting my face on the thumbnail, but I'll definitely try it a couple times just to see if that has any impact. I'm calling this video Lessons I've Learned After Uploading 10 Videos. Actually, I don't have 10 videos live yet. I only have 8 live. My plan is to try and upload a few videos ahead of schedule so that I have something there. So if something happens at the last minute or I just don't happen to get around to getting a video out, there's a video that's coming out consistently. I hear the YouTube algorithm likes consistent video uploads. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm just giving it a go and seeing if that does help my viewership. So I try to have maybe 2 or 3 videos already uploaded. My videos aren't really that time sensitive, so it doesn't matter whether or not I upload it today or if it's, or let's say if I publish it today or if I publish it in a week or 2. So I'm going to keep that up where at the moment I have 2 videos already queuing for publication, and then I'm just going to try and always have at least 2 or 3, ideally 3, ready so that if something happens and I'm out of commission for 2 weeks, I know that there's going to be a video coming up. I was looking at my statistics this morning and I can see that I have, I know I have 8 videos up and I've been posting for 5 months, and at this point I have 3 subscribers. Now that's pretty embarrassing, I think, but actually I'm not that embarrassed about it because I don't think that that's so unusual. But one of the things I don't like about social media is that people who are successful get a lot of attention, and it makes other people feel like, oh, that's the norm. And, I'm just going to post and see what happens. If I never get, ideally at this point, I had high hopes. At this point, I will be happy if I can get 1 new subscriber for every video I post. And I really do think that it will snowball after a while. I don't want to be critical of anyone because, everybody's doing their own thing, which I can really appreciate. But I've seen some channels where I think the video quality is terrible. I think the interaction between the presenter is not very good. They're obviously reading a script and, stumbling. And I just think it's really bad presentation. But they've got a lot of subscribers. And I really think it's down to just consistency. That's one thing I have an issue with, where I'll start things, but then I don't finish it. Or I'll think, oh no, I don't want to do that channel. Let me do this channel. Not so much with channels, but I started a couple blogs. And then I kind of, after like 6 months, I think, oh no, that's not really what I want to do. I'll tweak it a little bit. I'll get a new domain and I'll change things. And, I think all of that's not very good. I should really kind of just be consistent, stick to it. And I think over time, you'll work things out, you'll build your momentum, and you'll find your audience. But if you're continually starting over, then, you never get anywhere. So with this channel, I'm going to stick with it and keep going. There's one issue with this channel that I'm kind of thinking about. On the one hand, my idea for the channel is to talk about just my life in general, but unless you're sort of a celebrity or influenced or whatever, in general, I would say people don't really care about your life. So I think, is that kind of a dumb idea that I shouldn't do that? Some of the things I'm going to talk about on this channel will be sort of like living in Finland, my experiences here. And there could be potentially a specific audience that wants to hear about that. The other thing I'm going to start doing much more of, is also talking about financial type issues and say medical, just the day-to-day practicalities of being someone who lives in a foreign country or retires to a foreign country. And obviously that would be a completely different audience. So part of me feels like, am I kind of like trying to do two different things, addressing two different audiences, which really would be better suited with having two different channels. But again, because of the comment I was just making about the fact that, I'll start something and then start to switch and then start to switch and, never really making progress going forward, I'm going to stick to this one channel and just kind of keep going. And then maybe I will decide, oh, let me just do more of the expat living type stuff and not really focus so much on, stuff that happens living in Finland. Because I realize a lot of, foreign channels about expats that are living abroad, you'll see them in Thailand, in the Philippines, Portugal, kind of, there's certain places, Mexico, where, or even some South American countries like Colombia, Ecuador, where a lot of people go. But not that many people are really clamoring to retire to, the North Pole practically. So I don't think there are that many people that are too interested of, retiring to Finland. But to me, I'm always interested in seeing other people's lives and, in different parts of the world. So I think that even if somebody isn't necessarily planning to retire or move to Finland, that they just might be interested in seeing, what life is like here.